It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll see Dalvin Cook. He's coming off a banner week. Over 160 yards in that one. It's the Vikings and the Lions. Next on Madden NFL 23.
We find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stand an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 24 carries, 78 yards.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And he'll get this to about the 34, a gain of just 3. An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to have a Lions first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football. The Lions sitting at a very solid 4-2 record through the first 6 weeks. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground to about the 40-yard line. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Back to throw. Jennings. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. It's their quarterback. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there. That nice opening drive because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. Jones hit and the ball's out. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They start the drive with Cook. The numbers a week ago for Cook. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
Looking to throw on second down. Klein. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Operating from the gun. Klein. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Now this defense for the Lions, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
Yeah, they only allowed 13 points, and you can poll all 32 coaches, and I guarantee you they'd say, we'll take that every single week. But let me think about that for a second. Maybe there would be one contrarian that would say, give me 10.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams. Excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced to punt and get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And they are winners of 2 straight games as they have climbed back to 500 now on the season.
And you and I both know that this can be a tough team to figure out sometimes, because I remember a few weeks ago you and I having a conversation where we both thought that this was a season that could get away from them pretty quickly. Obviously not.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Cook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Malcolm Rodriguez on the stop. A gain of 1.
To throw on 3rd down. Klein. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd down.
To throw on 2nd down. Klein. And he's got his man on the out route.
Complete to number 15. Brings up 3rd down.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Throwing on 1st down. Klein. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll try the middle with Cook. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher, 3rd and 6.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Klein. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Well, partners, the first quarter, too early to start talking about needing a comeback. They're down 2 touchdowns already, and that sack, that disrupts this drive. They need something to go right on offense, and they need it to happen soon.
Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. Boswell's kick is good, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Now a timeout called for by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. Fields it right around the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. And all of a sudden, we've got a ball game. They get the touchdown, then on the kickoff, they get another touchdown, picking up the fumble, taking it to the house in just a matter of moments. 2 quick scores, Charles.
Every time we start to neglect special teams and big plays that occur off of them, something like this happens that reminds us we've got ourselves a game now.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. So here are the Lions to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Off play action. Jennings. He's airing it out for Williams. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Jennings. And that's out to the flat for Swift. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Looking to throw. Jennings will try and set up the screen to Swift. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
Yeah, on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
Here's Jack Fox on to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. On 1st and 10. Klein. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Cook up the gut. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Even if they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
They run again on 1st down. Cook. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Klein out right to Bourne. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. 3rd down. Here's a run by Cook. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here's Cook again. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a handoff up the middle. Jordan. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Back to throw. Klein. Buying time to his left. And that will be incomplete. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about offense is what we call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Klein. Open man is born. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
When you're dead last in the NFL in 3rd down conversions, the odds are against you every time you face it. How about them picking up that one? That was big for them.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Klein. He finds his man, complete. That's Hodges. To throw on 2nd down. Klein. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. 3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. Back to the ground. Cook. By the skin of their teeth, they are able to convert on 3rd and inches.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Looking to throw. Klein. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And it's going to be another first down as they get him to the ground at the Lions Lions 37. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Operating from the gun. Klein over the middle, complete. It's Hodges. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 31.
They'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. It's Jordan. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 17-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And his throw here is incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Setting up the screen for Cook. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
30-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good, and the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
This taken in at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. And now this offense comes back out onto the field as we eat closer and closer to intermission. Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the 1st half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with a slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
2nd and 9.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. That's to the sideline and complete. A nifty job to make the catch, but the throw took him right out of bounds. On 3rd down, Jennings. Open man right side is St. Brown. And he will not get what he needed as he stopped short of the 1st down at around the 22. On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. Able to slither by. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
His throw incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Throwing again. Klein looking left sideline, incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
brings up a third down.
Back to throw again. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, Jennings. That pass caught. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, Jennings. He'll drop this one off to Swift. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Going right side here, and that's complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. It's a gain of 35.
I'm seeing a lot of hands on hips in that secondary, and I suspect a lot of mumbling under their breath as well, because this defense has had no answer for the passing game here in the first half.
The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Back to throw. Jennings escaping the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Jennings. Eluding the pressure right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. The kick by Elliott is good. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We begin up in the Windy City, an interconference battle between Buffalo and Chicago. And it's the Bills with the lead in the 2nd quarter. Devin Singletary, 3 touchdown runs. Next, we head down to Houston to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Tennessee Titans. Treylon Burks, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And that game, level, as they take on the visiting Arizona Cardinals.
Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions, and it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Now come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
But whenever you call and run the hitch route, a lot of times that ball's got to be in the air before the receiver even turns around. That's the result of throwing it so many times in practice. Is really a timing route. Make sure that ball's out of your hands, and oftentimes the receiver turns around, and there's the ball. Nice completion there.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw. Klein, Justin Jefferson bringing in the slant. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Throwing on first down. Klein throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 43.
A give. This is Cook. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. 49 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Klein to the right side and complete to Jefferson. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And just as they thought they might be able to take that across and get the lead, a big red zone turnover.
I know that I am defense-centric, and I want to give them a whole lot of credit, but I just can't believe after that drive, in that position, ball security paramount, they turned the ball over. Terrible.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Got St. Brown running the quick slant here. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Off play action, Jennings. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On 2nd down, Swift. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try and run here with Swift. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
Sometimes it's a danger putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You could wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
Here comes the Lions punter now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And the football going back to the Vikings offense. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time. Fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and not move momentum down. They got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go, and move on to the next series. We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st and 10, Klein. Flush to his right, and he'll just get rid of it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
23 yards the pickup there.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. 2nd down, they go right back to Cook. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. To throw on 3rd down, Klein. We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 41. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You've got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the 4th quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Throwing to start the drive, Jennings. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. They'll run the draw here with Swift. And slow going there as you'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. On third down, Jennings. Flushed out right. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down. And here now the punter, Fox, as he sends this one away. Here's Jones. A nice run back there off a good punt. It's a 16-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And out now come the Vikings. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings.
They certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd and 2, Klein. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. Going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 91 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Again, it's Cook. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Klein. This one brought in by Jefferson. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down. Klein. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Cook going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Again, it's Cook, but he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
For the lead, here's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Klein. And they're going to get him. They bring it down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him.
The downside for the defense is that they're dealing with a team that's in their red zone, but the upside, not much room to work with for the offense. Fewer windows in the zone for them to throw into. Tough for a quarterback to get a throw off before the pressure ends up getting to him.
So here we go. On now is the kicker, Chris Boswell. From the right hash, this from 33. Boswell's kick is good, and that'll bring him back within a point. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
Taken at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. And Detroit getting set to go now. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jennings. He's going to float this one deep right side. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Well, I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10.
And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. And if you're thinking field goal from here, it's 48 yards. I think they'd like to get him a little help now on 3rd down and move it closer. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Chris Boswell on for the field goal. A 48-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on the defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And they really need to forget about their last time out, the turnover that led to a field goal. So now they try to regroup, trailing in the final quarter. Obviously, they'd love a touchdown, but 3 would suffice. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down. Jennings firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jennings. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Jennings. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. That is caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Swift is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown from 3 yards out. And the Lions have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We've got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 5. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out, responsible for well over 100 yards of total offense, but still hasn't found the end zone. You think that's in the back of his mind going into this drive?
It's always in the back of the mind of a player having that type of a day, because you want that gratification for your work, right? You want that stamp on top of everything. But bottom line for him, he's doing great work. Sometimes it just opens it up for other people to actually get into the end zone for him.
The runners, you know, would they rather have 60 yards, 3 touchdowns, or 150 no touchdowns?
I think more than likely 150 and no touchdowns. But all the runners that I know would say, I'll take 150 and 3 touchdowns. They're greedy that way.
Looking to throw on second down. Klein completes this to Jefferson. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. That's complete. It's Cook. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be second down. Back to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Back to throw. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 42. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw. And this nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Had he caught it, it would have sealed it. Instead, one more chance coming up on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Lions will take over. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Swift. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And I tell you, these division games, never for the faint of heart, but they come through with a tight victory here on the road.
And you find yourself working harder in a game like this too, don't you? Because you got to stay with it, right? You got to stay with it. You got to stay locked in. It's our type of a game. And you just mentioned it. Division game, on the road, tight, and they find a way to win it. Way to hunker down, as my old coach used to say, and find your way through.
So for Detroit, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons.